Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on, everybody? SK Nation and worldwide. This is Dr. Chris Featherstone. I am here with the former WWE head writer and the one who put the numbers on Raw ratings wise, Vince.
Oh my God! Very nice. Very nice. Oh, I love that. Very nice, Doctor. Very, very, very nice. Yes. Yes. Uh-oh. Doctor's left.
Hey. How's it going?
Very nice. Very nice.
How are you, my man?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm well, man. I'm doing well, man. I was saddened by the Bengals losing yesterday, but yeah. I'm a Titans fan, as you know, but I'm a diehard Ohioan, and so I was rooting for the Bengals, and what a horrible play at the very end.
Bro, you're a professional, bro. You got to be smarter than that, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, terrible.
Like, you had one job, man. You had one job, and that was the 15 yards that would have, it was a 45-yard field goal. It would have been a 60-yard, and he would have made the 60-yard. They would have went to overtime. And so basically what happened was you had one job, and for some odd reason you weren't paying attention to him, or he was going to run out of bounds. There was no other trajectory but for him to run out of bounds. And for some odd reason, you thought that, let me just go ahead and boom.
Bro, that dude's got to live with that the whole offseason.
Forever. Like the Sandlot. Forever.
He's going to wake up in cold sweats every single night, bro.
All types of PTSD from that, man.
Yes.
Crazy. So we shall see. Eagles and Chiefs, history-making Super Bowl, the first ever Super Bowl with two black starting quarterbacks.
Wow, I didn't even realize that. That's pretty awesome, bro. Did not even realize that.
Yes, indeed. History-making Super Bowl this year. So, well, speaking of history-making, Vince Russo, your 30,000-foot thoughts on Cody Rhodes being the Royal Rumble winner.
Chris, I got to tell you something. There was one thing that I've always been very, very good at. And even now, I dabble with Rocky Mountain Pro a little here. And, I hadn't been doing their things for 4 years. All of a sudden, I got to look at a roster full of people.
Yeah.
And when I look at this roster full of people and I watch a little tape of them, I can tell you who's a babyface and who's a heel. Even if they've got them positioned incorrectly, I can tell you Cody Rhodes is a heel. Cody Rhodes, bro, is not a babyface, and I will explain to you why. Chris can tell you better than anybody. Dusty Rhodes was the son of a plumber.
Yeah, baby.
He was of the people.
Yes, he was.
Bro, when Cody Rhodes goes out there wearing an expensive suit and he is talking over the heads of a lot of people, that is not common man, bro. Bro, let me break it down to you in simple terms. I don't think Steve Austin talked over anybody's head, Chris. I think Steve Austin told you exactly what he felt, exactly what he was going to do. He didn't use big words. He wasn't over dramatic. Cody Rhodes is a heel. Yeah. I don't get it. We all saw what happened at AEW for the same exact reason. Mm-hmm. The same exact reason. Yeah. Cody was the big baby face that started the company with the Young Bucks. And what was the natural progression? The guy's not a baby face, bro. He's not. He's got every trait of a heel. That I see that, bro, 1,000,000,000%.
I think this is totally a honeymoon stage. This is just a 100% honeymoon phase. It's been a while. Whoa, Cody Rhodes is coming from AEW. Who would have thunk it? When I saw Cody Rhodes come into walk down that aisle and go into the ropes, go into the ring, I said, ladies and gentlemen, introducing WWE's future ex-husband. That's exactly what Cody Rhodes is to the WWE fans. He is the future ex-husband of the WWE fans, because within less than a year, he's going to be booed out the arena for doing the exact same thing that he's doing right now and nothing different.
Bro, I could tell you better than anybody, because it is a pet peeve of mine, and it is something I've always hated and have been able, for the most part of my career in my life, skate around it. Bro, the suit represents money and power.
Yeah, looking sharp, man.
That's what it represents, bro. It's not common, man. I'm looking at my boss, bro, especially when I don't want to use this term, but I'm going to. Yeah. He's talking down to you, bro. The words he's using and the way he's putting them, this is not Dusty, bro.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Chris. A year, I think a year is giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I am I'm definitely giving it the benefit of the doubt. I think that, what I said about this, it was, you can tell from a mile away that Cody's the one, Cody's the one that he was going to win the Royal Rumble. So I think that Roman Reigns should be Cody, because you don't want to turn it around and have Cody, if Cody's being pegged as the trophy child of the WWE, the quintessential babyface, the poster child, you cannot have him with this hot shot, booking on the way to, after every single person in 2.5 years go down the line could not beat Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes somehow can beat Roman Reigns after 7 months being gone, recovering from injury. So I don't think you do that. What I do think you do is you have Roman Reigns beat Cody, and then that gives him more steam as a babyface playing from underneath. And I will be okay if he wins at SummerSlam, but I don't think you hot shot it this quick, though. What do you think? Should he win at WrestleMania?
Bro, I'm with you 100%. But Chris, here's the problem, and we have talked about this. Here's their dilemma. There's nobody else. Yeah. There's no one else, bro. That's why they're putting all the eggs in the Cody Rhodes basket. There's no one else.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's very
true.
And
you know them, bro, with their WrestleMania feel-good moments.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way in the world that match can't go on last.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. And the feel-good moment with the confetti and the this and the that. Bro, they back themselves in such a corner. There is no other choice.
Yep, because no other person has that tarnished stain. No other person doesn't have that tarnished stain on them. No other babyface doesn't have a tarnished stain on them. And so every babyface is stained. And Cody Rhodes isn't, because he's fresh. You know, he's returning again. He came back last year, only stayed for a few months, got hurt, came back. So he's staying, he's not staying again with 50-50 booking and losing matches and things like that. So they're gonna roll with him. I'm cool with WrestleMania being a standalone feel good moment. There's highlights, there's reels. And I will say, a couple of years ago, when it was the triple threat match with Edge, Roman Reigns, and Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns won. So it was a bit of a shocker, because it wasn't, the feel good confetti moment. Will they do this again this year with Roman Reigns winning? I don't think so, just because I think that they're just gonna keep the rockets on him. They're gonna strap it and keep it up, man. So I
Bro,
don't think it's gonna happen.
I just, bro, I had to take, bro. I hope, I know Raju's listening. I take so much crap from this show, because every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you play all the clips of everything Vince Russo
The
said.
spiciest ones.
Bro, I made a statement, Chris. I made a statement over the weekend where I said, bro, if you love the Royal Rumble, great. If you enjoy the WWE, great. However, if you hate on people that don't, that's just ignorance, bro.
Yeah.
That's just, bro, that is all I said. So good for you fans. If you love this, you love the Rumble. But when you're going to hate on people that don't agree with you, total ignorance. Bro, then they started attacking me, assuming I was burying the Royal Rumble. I didn't watch the Royal Rumble, bro. I never said one word to bury the Royal Rumble. But I will tell you this, Chris, and this is a huge problem of mine. Bro, go to the start of the Royal Rumble and let's go to tonight's show. And this is what we totally changed when I started booking. Chris, can anything be more predictable? I mean, Chris, they open this show. I wrote a note here. They tell you about the 3 qualifying matches in the Elimination Chamber. Did you have to watch any of them to know who was going to win?
No.
You knew they were going to put the Bronson dude over. You knew they were going to put Gargano over. And you knew that there was no reason to watch any of those 3 matches. This is what I'm talking about, people. I'm not going to waste my time watching something where I know the outcome before they ring the bell. I don't get into fake matches. These matches are not real. They're not hitting each other. So I don't need to sit there for 15 minutes, Chris, when I know Johnny Gargano's going over. I'll go watch something else, and then I'll come back to see the finish and to see what's next. That's all that I'm saying. I don't know, Chris, how you can put over predictability. That's what I have a There was no reason to watch anything on this show tonight. You knew that. Bro, was there one person with a brain cell that thought Finn Balor's going over?
No. I know I sure didn't. And I always say that predictability isn't always necessarily a bad thing. But when it comes to predictability, at least give us wrenches and give us different angles and give us different abilities to think that the predictable may not happen. Like, that's the reason why I like the women's Royal Rumble better than the men's, because Rhea was first and it was like, oh, interesting. Okay, so she's going to defy the odds. Can she actually stay through? How is she going to be able to go through all 30 at the number 1 spot? So I like how they booked that. I like the psychology behind her being number 1. But I didn't like the men's Royal Rumble as far as just how it was booked. I mean, like, it wasn't no surprise to the 30 spot. Cody already announced that he was going to be a part of the Royal Rumble. He was going to get the 30 spot. And he basically came in and picked up the scraps. And during that initial interview, doing the promo, when Damian Priest came in, I was like, oh, hold on, pipe down a little bit, because that could be the beginning of a heel turn because the points that he was making weren't illogical when he came in after the Cody Rhodes promo. It's like, he come in and he's basically getting handed it to him. I mean, like, fans are going to be thinking about that, like, like that's kind of the truth. And I think stuff like that is the reason you don't want to say things like that on promos, because if you do want to protect him as a babyface, you don't give us like legitimate points like that. You don't do that. So that's something that I observed during that opening segment of like they could have just backed up and not do that because it's actually a legitimate point.
Bro, I'll tell you exactly. This is the difference between wrestling in 2023 and wrestling 20 years ago during the Attitude Era. This is exactly what I would have done, and Vince McMahon would not have balked at it. This is exactly what we would have done, bro. At the end of this show, where they're all getting heat, I would have had Cody downselling. I would have had Beth Phoenix and Edge do their thing, but Cody's not seeing it because he's selling. I would have had Cody Rhodes get disqualified because of freaking Edge. I would have had Edge go in the ring and help Cody Rhodes get up, and Cody Rhodes push him off. And Cody Rhodes and Edge are in each other's face cutting a promo. We're off the air hot. That's how I book a show. Not I'm going to sit here for 15 minutes. There's no way in the world Finn Balor is going to – I can't stand the predictability, bro. And again, I'm going to ask the question you always ask. Okay, that's the way the show ended. And we're watching next week because of what?
The cliffhanger. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And I think you brought a really good point there. I think that's money to book it the way that you just said, because that protects Finn too. Because if they're really building up Edge versus Finn, because Rhea won the match, what I was thinking is this could lead up to Edge and Beth Phoenix against Rhea and Dominic at Elimination Chamber, and Dom and Rhea gets the win. But where does that leave Edge for WrestleMania? Do you do a losing Edge versus a perpetually losing Finn Balor? There's no steam that Finn has to make it even a quality match. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing. Why do I care about a potential Edge versus Finn Balor match at WrestleMania? And Finn doesn't even look important. So, why is he coming out attacking Judgment Day every week? And Judgment Day are 50-50. It just doesn't make sense to me as far as steam is concerned.
I agree with that, bro.
Joseph 499 super chat, bro. Since Cody will be involved with the bloodline now, he will potentially be overshadowed by Sami Zayn. Have WWE booked themselves into a corner fence?
See, bro, that's another thing. Let me get this straight. So is Reigns supposed to wrestle Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, they're in Montreal.
Okay, but then we already know he's Cody Rhodes. It's him and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so that basically calls the spot right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Chris. That's exactly like. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
very nice.
I accidentally hit that, but it worked.
X-Files. Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm like. What?
Yeah. Especially if they make it for the championship too. I mean, it's like they're not going to do babyface Sami, or one of the hottest acts right now, against babyface Cody, unless they turn Cody rapidly heel between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, which wouldn't make sense. And so, I mean, it basically spoils, the match for Elimination Chamber. Yeah. Unless they do it.
It's only 2 weeks. So I couldn't believe it. It's 2 weeks from Saturday.
Yeah.
So how much can they really do in that time?
Yeah. Not much at all. Hannibal, $10 super chat. Boo. First segment was decent until they went straight to the first match without coming back to the actual fight or doing a recap. How do you not have the bloodline on Raw tonight? Should have been on the third hour.
That's why I you know, bro, I've always hated the split. I think the split sucks. I've always hated it because think about what Hannibal's saying. If you're tuning in to get the follow up on the bloodline, and then, bro, you're a half hour in, they haven't billboarded it, you know it's not happening. Yeah. Well, then why am I going to watch the rest of the show?
Yeah, I told you before, you and I, we differ on that. I like the split. Yeah. But at the same time, Roman Reigns he has both titles. So like it does, even if you do the split, which I'm cool with, because again, if you clunk everybody on one show, like you already aren't having people that aren't being utilized who should be, and if you clunk them all on one show, it's going to be even worse. But you have the top tier person with both championships, so there's absolutely no reason why you can't. And you have the tag team champions as having both titles, and so it's like both Roman Reigns and the Usos are hardly ever on Raw, but they have both brands champions.
And again, and USA Network will say absolutely nothing about that.
Exactly, yeah, because they're WWE's an asset on USA and a liability on Fox. And that's where they are right now. We got Fernando with the $10 super chat, bro. Was this Cody push in his contract? It was so obvious that he was winning the Rumble.
It's possible. Who knows, bro? That's very possible, Fernando. I would not doubt for a second that Cody asked for his creative, before he signed any kind of a contract. So that's not as far-fetched as one would think.
Yeah, I agree with that. It definitely seems like there's some contractual things that's going on right now. I'm wondering if Vince comes back, as far as like having that type of control, if he's going to have some type of influence as far as just him being petty and saying, we're going to be sure that you kind of earn your stripes again, because don't you ever walk out on WWE like you did, type of deal. I wonder if he's going to have that type of influence on Cody. Although, to be fair, he did come back when Vince was still in charge. So, hopefully that he doesn't have to do that. But we'll see where this goes as far as Cody's the rockets being strapped on him and how far it goes. So we talked about the opening segment with Judgment Day. Then we get to Seth Rollins and Chad Gable. You mentioned this. You mentioned this, Vince. It basically was predictable. Who would have thought? Who actually would have thought that Chad Gable was going to beat Seth Rollins? I actually would have been more in favor of Gable beating Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins, it seems like they're going to do Rollins versus Logan at WrestleMania, which I mentioned before, kind of hinted at before. But Seth Rollins being a part of the U.S. Championship match, why is this necessary for me a part of?
And bro, not only that, but Rollins is perceived as a top guy.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching this match, bro, and Rollins hits Chad Gable with the super kick and then the Falcon's arrow.
Yeah.
And Gable kicks out.
Yeah.
Like that's your Chad Gable is like 2 and 300.
Yeah.
And he's kicking out of that, and that's one of your and then you wonder. And then you wonder, bro.
Yep. Yeah, I agreed. Awesome Sauce always coming through with the super chat, $5, bro. What you guys think of a Royal Rumble where all the entrants are eliminated before the number 30 entrant, then have the number 30 entrant winner by default to a pop?
That would be interesting, bro. That would be very, very interesting.
So with that theory, or with that idea, wouldn't the last man who eliminated everybody still be there waiting for the 30s?
No, it's a double elimination over the top.
Oh, double elimination.
Yeah, double elimination. Yeah.
You're pulling Hart Luger again.
Yeah.
So that would be funny. That would be really funny. And I think it's about time. I like the Royal Rumble just because of the unpredictability, although this year was very predictable. But I think something different needs to happen. I'm glad a few years ago they brought it back, the whole Flair 92 concept where the winner actually won the WWE Championship. I think they need to bring that back soon again, because at the end of the day, like, we need to make this a little bit more lively and less predictable, or actually build up stars, build up a handful of stars that you really legitimately don't know who's going to win that year. But like, don't make it too predictable, because when it does that, it just feels like fodder to the winner winning,
Yeah.
and that's how I felt about the men's Royal Rumble, less the women's Royal Rumble, but more the men's Royal Rumble. It just felt like fodder to just build up Cody. Now Gunther had a good showing, true, but at the same time, that he wasn't gonna win the match.
Yeah.
So I just wish they kind of had a different twist to that. Io Sky defeating Candice LeRae.
Bro, I
Where
swear
are
to
we at here?
God, man. The tell me if I'm wrong. The first couple of minutes of this match, it looked like they were walking through the match at wrestling school.
Yeah.
I mean, did it not?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm watching this and I'm like, what are you girls doing?
Yeah.
It literally looks like they were half speeding it and walking. Okay, I'm supposed to be here and you're supposed to be here and get. It's like, oh my, and it went on for
Yeah, it dragged a whole lot.
forever.
And the bad thing about this though is that, where's this really leading to? Is this a tag match in the workings? Is this like, what's the payoff here? Candice LeRae, she gets mad at the damage control every week, and she wins some, she lose some, and then that's it. I mean, like, you wrestle variations of damage control every time you're on Raw, seemingly. You win one, you lose one, you win one, you lose one. How is that really building Candice LeRae or damage control?
Bro, I swear to you, I think you'd really, 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 really have to go back in the history of tag team wrestling from the WWF.
The Jumping Bomb Angel.
Bro, this has to be the least over tag team, literally in the history of the WWF.
I'm not sure about tag team, but I think I'll agree with you with tag team champions. I can't think of.
I mean champions.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
meant champions. Yeah,
yeah. I can't think
I
of
mean
any
champions. I'm
women's tag
sorry.
team champions that are
Yes.
less over than the
Wow.
Io Sky.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm even thinking, going through the list of women's tag team champions over the past.
Bro, no, I'm talking like women's, men's. I'm talking
This
about
period.
yes, tag teams. Period is what I'm talking about. Period, bro. Period.
Oh, SK Nation, can you think of a worse set of tag team champions? Now, I was trying to, give some grace here and just say the women's, but Vince is saying this is the worst tag team champion duo ever in WWE. Can you think of a worse tag team champion duo ever? A lot of people didn't like the team of Taz and Spike Dudley as tag team champions. Would you agree with that?
They were better than this. Yeah. Bro, do we know, Chris, was Nia Jax a one and done?
Seems like she was one off. I know she had a lot of negative things to say about WWE.
I know, but I was surprised they brought it back in the first place, though.
I wasn't as surprised. It was that they needed bodies. I mean, they needed bodies, and they needed. It was more of a surprise because of what she felt about WWE. I think they tried to bring that surprise factor. I think if she was a one and done, they could have brought in a different name, like a Victoria or a Jacqueline or something like that. I'd have been more impressed if they did that. But if they do bring her back, what are they bringing her back for? Because they let her go because of all the botching and things.
Well, if it's me, bro, if it's me, like next week, I'm booking Nia Jax and bro, I love this. What is it? Piper never now with no explanation. No. No. She's Piper never now.
Yeah,
bro, if it's me, I'm taking Nia Jax and I'm taking Piper Nevin, and I am squashing these two girls next week and ending their run as tag team champions forever.
There you go. That's gonna be that would definitely be a dominant duo there for sure. With Nia Jax, I think the only thing that would cause interest to me if they blow off, like for instance, keep Nia Jax. If they kept Nia Jax off last week, it would make sense if they had Becky Lynch beat Bayley next week in the cage match, and then Nia Jax comes in and obliterates Becky Lynch because they can, continue the, she got shoot punched in the nose gimmick. You know what I mean? So they can continue that angle and they can make it into a WrestleMania, and then plus it'll put Becky over because she's the baby face. It makes sense of Becky versus Nia Jax was at WrestleMania, and they have that backstory with it. That's the only, like, as far as her coming back for the standpoint of making Becky look good for WrestleMania, I'd actually be okay with that. That's really the only thing that would cause intrigue for me. Andrew Cool, $2 super chat, bro. Bloodline Chamber, Sami, Jay, Kevin, Roman, Solo, Jimmy. So I guess a Bloodline Elimination Chamber. All the members of the Bloodline, and Kevin Owens and Sami. I guess he's predicting the Elimination Chamber. Thank you for your super chat. All right, let's see if we got any more super chats on the docket for. Yeah, we do. Joseph, once again, my guy. Once again, the crowd couldn't care less about most of the women on the roster. Does Triple H not see this? Maybe we would care if they got good stories for once. I agree with that. I mean, what do you think about that, Vince? Do you think Triple H sees and or cares about the lack of reaction?
Guys, I'm going to tell you something, and Raju's going to definitely clip this. Bro, guys, I am telling you this because I've seen it, okay? Bro, some of these agents, bosses, whatever you want to call them, okay? I'm telling you, bro, sometimes they get crushes on the girls.
Okay.
And that is going to influence how these girls get booked. I'm telling you, bro, I've seen it. I even heard, bro, from a high level wrestler that was there. Like there was actually, you guys got to see, this is why you tune in and listen to this show. Chris, there was actually a writer at the WWE many years ago, a couple of years ago, that literally used to follow Alexa Bliss around like a puppy dog. So you guys have to understand, bro, wrestlers, male or female, they're workers. They work you to get what you want. If you've got these young writers, bro, young wrestling writers, probably 90% of them have never experienced the hey nanny nanny. All of a sudden, bro, you got an Alexa Bliss working you, or a Candice LaRue working you, and all of a sudden a beautiful girl is paying attention. I'm telling you guys, that comes into play here. I've seen it. I've experienced it. That is a fact. That's why I'm so many times I'm sitting here and I'm saying, why are these girls on my television screen? Why? When it looks like they're going through rehearsals of a match, why are they on this show?
So you telling me, Vince, that there's some incels in backstage in WWE?
Yeah, and you don't. And listen, nobody has to believe me. I don't care if you don't believe me or not, but that's what goes on, and that's what you're seeing.
Yeah, they can't get the what, Vince?
What do you mean?
The hey what?
Hey nanny nanny.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank
you.
All
right, ladies and gentlemen, Luke Black with the 199 super chat, bro.
I agree with Luke.
I was devastated that Glenn Gilbert wasn't 30. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. Glenn Gilbert, he wasn't 30.
Now, can you imagine, Luke? Can you imagine, Luke? Let's just imagine for a second, Luke. We go back to the other guy's suggestion. Mm-hmm. There's 2 guys left in the ring, double over the top, and number 30. He's so cool. He's just a disco. Come on, bro. How great would that be? Glenn comes out, everybody's eliminated. Wait a minute, everybody, how awesome would that be, bro?
Lights off, strobe lights coming. He just dances his way onto the road. Just walks his way into WrestleMania. Points to the side.
Points to the side. That would be tremendous. I'm watching next week, baby. Yes. Oh, man.
I'm in for it.
Oh, that would be tremendous.
$2 super chat. Billy and Chuck, they were the worst, according to Fernando.
Fernando, I don't know if they were worse than these 2.
Billy and Chuck was money, man. It was weird. It was awkward, but it was over. They were super over, man. Yeah. Let's go. Here we go. Next we got what we got? Rhea Ripley cutting the in-ring promo. Oh yeah, okay. So I like this. I actually like this spot. This was Rhea Ripley cutting a promo. Her choosing Charlotte Flair to be a part of for WrestleMania. I actually called this on my Pancakes and Power Slam show last week. I said, you know what? I think it would make more sense if Rhea Ripley chose Charlotte Flair because they went against each other WrestleMania 3 years ago, and that was at the PC. There was nobody there, and so Rhea she lost against Charlotte. Charlotte won, and she got the NXT championship from Rhea in front of no people. And now, she was the hunted. Charlotte was the hunted. Rhea was the hunted before. Now she's the hunter. So that makes sense to me. And plus, it protects Bianca Belair. She was going to get some type of positive reaction from winning the Royal Rumble. That usually happens every year. So, and then, Charlotte is her protection is a lot better than Bianca's right now. So it makes sense if a heel's going to chase the title, she should be chasing Charlotte right now because she's more protected. So I actually like this. I actually liked how it went as far as Rhea choosing Charlotte. And it just makes sense, from a backstory perspective.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it either. I just wish Charlotte was there.
Yeah, and she was there last week. Why can't she come?
That's all. It would have been a better segment.
Yeah, I agree. Next we have Seth Rollins cutting a backstage interview. Some Easter eggs regarding Logan Paul and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. What do you think about that?
Again, bro, it's for the match, and I'm not a match guy. Yeah. Ricochet and Logan Paul colliding in midair, like whoopee. Like I could care less. So that there's going to be no story going in. It's going to be a spot fest, and if you love spot fest, good for you.
Yeah.
I could care less.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. I know that they're going to make this a marquee match. I figured they were going to do that in some way if they didn't do Cena and Logan Paul. Personally, I think they should have done, capitalize on that big spot with Ricochet and Logan Paul. Just don't make it a one-off. Carry it into WrestleMania. If you want to talk about crossover, bring both of the Paul brothers who are major heels, especially Jake. You have Jake Paul, Logan Paul, team them up and go against Ricochet and Braun Strowman. It gives Braun Strowman a big marquee spot at WrestleMania. Otherwise, he'd probably be catering in some type of 24/7 X champion.
Was he was in the Royal Rumble, right?
He was, yeah, because he eliminated Omos. So yeah, he was in the Royal Rumble. So I mean, I think that's what you do. I think you have Braun Strowman have that marquee match, have that marquee spot with Ricochet. They've been teaming up. Have them go against the Paul brothers, man, instead of just having Seth Rollins just having a blow off again.
See, bro, here's like a problem I just have with them. Bro, Logan Paul had a match with Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going down the ladder.
Yeah.
That's what I hate, bro. If you would have had a match with Rollins first and he goes over, and then he's right. But he lost to Roman Reigns, and now he's going down the ladder. Like, I don't know what that does for anybody other than this is a spot fest and ooh, wow.
Yeah. That's why I think you do the tag match. Because I mean, to your point, I think if you do a singles match with Logan Paul, it's just, you're going down the ladder. But if you bring Jake Paul in, because Jake Paul came in before as far as just a spot to help Logan before. But hey, they both are natural heels. They get booed everywhere they go, and it just makes sense for them to have a marquee, that crossover feel with both of the Paul brothers teaming up against with each other. So to me, it just makes perfect sense as far as making a tag match instead of it being a Seth Rollins, so some blow off with Seth Rollins. Now you have the Johnny Gargano defeating Baron Corbin. Man, like JBL's now, playing the scared heel nowadays,
Bro, I swear to God, if JBL was not a millionaire, I would get this.
Yeah.
Maybe he need a phone call. He need the money. I know Pritchard's tight with JBL, but you bring him in and the guy he's with is going to lose to a guy half his size. Like, why would you? What sense does that make?
Yeah.
And then you got Loomis out there that they totally don't know what to do with.
Yeah. Talk about misbooking. I mean, like, he had a potential something, and then you and I talk about this all the time. It stretched so thin that it became non-existent. Like, there were so many of this, and the payoff was horrible.
Chris, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
It's always with WWE, it's always about missed freaking opportunities.
Yeah.
So they had Candice LaRue on the road and Gargano was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, this is a shoot situation now. I'm telling you, this really happened. Do you remember when Sable and Mero were together and on the road together? Bro, there was a time when Mero got hurt and Mero was home and Sable was still on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Mero pulled me aside and said, Vince, while I'm not here, I need you to keep an eye on my wife. Okay? That's what they should have done. Gargano should have told Dexter, listen, while I'm home recuperating, you know how it is. And bro, he could have started stalking her. He could have started falling for her. Now, that is a tailor-made, simple story, bro.
No.
But now he's coming out with Gargano. They threw out there about their relationship with NXT. Bro, I didn't watch any of this. This is an example of these are two guys that look like they don't belong together. I don't know why they're together. And Loomis has such a strong character. How the heck can you not figure out what to do with this guy?
Good point. And your suggestion alone basically gave me more interest in what we saw.
It's so simple, bro. He's doing his buddy a favor, but he's falling for her, and now it starts into a stalking situation. It's so simple, bro.
There's your Mania match right there. I mean, like, right now, you could have easily built that up over the next 2 months, as far as just, and he could have been off longer, You know, I mean, he didn't need
Yep,
that Rumble spot.
absolutely.
You know, he
Absolutely,
didn't need
bro.
that Rumble
Yep.
spot. And just that's what you do. You build that up, and you have him come back. You're like, well, what's going on? Like, what? I thought
And
he was
not
supposed to
only
be out.
that, bro, in the meantime, you're developing 3 characters.
Mm.
You're making
Yep.
her, because all of a sudden Loomis like brings her a flower.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's really starting to get uneasy, but she doesn't want to tell Gargano. But you know, that's
Yeah.
how you develop. Not she comes out wrestling with purple wings.
Yeah,
What is she? A fairy? Like
yeah.
I don't know what that means, bro.
And then the swerve is at WrestleMania, you actually have Candace side with Loomis.
You could
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
But bro,
And
that's
that
why
stretches the feud.
if you don't have stories, you can't develop characters,
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely. Rollin 499 super chat, bro. Ripley has the title shot, but which is the bigger match or the more mania-worthy match? Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, or Rhea Ripley versus Beth Phoenix? What do you think, Vince? Which is the more money match?
That's a great question, Roland. I see, to me, bro, again, if I'm writing, I'm building off of the loss to Charlotte 3 years ago. If they really could build that story the right way, that story would be more worthwhile to me. But I don't think they're going to build it the right way. And if they don't, doing it your way is more of a marquee match.
Yeah, and plus they've been building up Becky, Beth Phoenix, and Rhea Ripley for so long, and they're even doing it now. So why would they? Why would they not make a money payoff? It just doesn't make sense to me. Let's see what else we got. We got Young Reckless 499 super chat, bro. Bring Punk back so he can talk crap on the show. People don't think Beth Phoenix is a star, man. What do you think about that?
No, I think she's more of a star than a lot of the women on this show. Yeah, are you kidding me?
She's a Hall of Famer, man. She's
a
WWE Hall of Famer. Next we have the VIP Lounge with Austin Theory. What do you think about this segment, Vince?
Nothing.
So you got 2 heels playing, out healing each other maybe, and all of a sudden MVP kind of turns face, and then Lashley comes out, and then all of a sudden Theory, it definitely was clear that he was going to bring MVP in there and do the accidental spear type of deal. But why do they keep putting Lashley in these awkward U.S. Championship mid spots when the money match for him at WrestleMania is Brock Lesnar?
I don't even know, bro, because if you notice when Theory was backing away, he said to Lashley, I'm through with you. I'm done with you. And I think that's why they did this. Yeah. I think they did this to give Bobby Lashley like the last hurrah that, Austin Theory, chicken, out of the ring. But my question is, like, where are you going with him?
Yeah.
We talked about this last week. Who's Austin Theory's opponent?
And looks like they're doing the Elimination Chamber for the mid-card championship. And so do you have him win the chamber just to kind of bump him up a bit? And do you have a returning star? Do you have an Edge? Do you have a Cena?
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, they're gonna put him in a program with Gargano.
Oh,
yeah, they are. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
No way.
Okay.
You really think that?
Yep.
Oh,
bro, who's in the elimination? Who's in the elimination match so far? Rollins, right? Mm-hmm. We already know he's got a match with Logan Paul, so he's out.
Yeah.
The Bronson dude, it's not going to be him because he's a heel. Who else won tonight?
Gargano.
Okay, so out of the 3 so far, he's in a program with Gargano. Next week, it's the Street Profit and Elias. We threw Elias out there, as horrible as that is. That's a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to happen because they're pushing him down the drain. Luke Balek, 199 Super Chat, bro. One night only Brawl for all. Lashley versus
that would be freaking awesome, bro. You kidding me?
That would be interesting. Shoot style. That would be very interesting. What we got next? Bobby Lashley comes out. Yeah, we talked about that. We have Finn Balor.
What's funny, bro? Why wouldn't you do that? I guarantee you, bro, you've got two massive competitors.
Yeah.
You paid those guys enough money.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt in my mind they would do exactly that.
And they're both MMA guys.
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you go there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what these guys get for a WrestleMania payoff, but double it.
Yeah. Why not? Especially if Lashley's going to get the rub here. Finn Balor cutting a backstage interview with Judgment Day. I mean, what do you got here? Anything of note?
I got nothing.
I got nothing. The Miz cutting a backstage in-ring promo interrupted by Adam Pearce, who introduces Rick Boogs. Any thoughts on Rick Boogs? I got some thoughts on Boogs.
I got to tell you something, Chris. Like again, I talked about this last week. I've never seen Rick Boogs. I didn't know who Rick Boogs were. I think you might have been on SmackDown or someone. I don't know.
He was a guitar player for Nakamura.
Whatever. I've never seen the dude.
Yeah.
What's the first thing I noticed, bro? The guy comes out in a black
singlet. Yeah.
Okay, bro. I'm seeing you for the first time. Yeah. So my first impression is you're coming out in a black singlet, bro. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Jeez, bro. Like, really?
I like the boots. The boots were cool. And, the thing is, this is what I was thinking about this segment. I was like, the thing is with Rick Boogs, they really miscast him. Like they really miscast him because he was money when he was the guitar guy for Nakamura. And so it worked. He had a longer hair. It was really cool. He cut his hair. They wanted him to look like a Freddie Mercury type of deal is what I heard. And so I think that was a bad call. I like the long hair. So I think it would have been more, and I think it would have made more sense if you would have had him come out and keep the Elias losing streak coming, and you have Rick Boogs, grow his hair back, do the rock star thing, and now you have Boogs and Elias teaming up together, and there you go. It makes more sense of what he was doing before.
Bro, I want Sportskeeda to help me because I can't think of her name, and I even have her album in the other room. Who was the beautiful, gorgeous, hot? I don't even know if you can say hot anymore. I don't care. Hot guitarist, the female that came out with Nakamura on a pay-per-view once.
Oh yeah,
very popular. She shreds it.
Yeah,
help me here, Sportskeeda Nation. What was that? She should have been with Nakamura the entire time.
Yeah,
that would have been free. Nina Strauss. Thank you very much.
Nina Strauss.
And yes, Derek. Yes.
Yeah.
That should have been the freaking gimmick.
Yeah, she was traveling with bands and stuff like that.
Yeah, but still, bro, you pay her enough money. That's more money than WWE could pay him more than traveling with bands.
Yeah, they probably wasn't going to do that.
Well, you know why? Because Vince McMahon probably had no idea who she was.
Yeah, she probably had no. He probably had no clue.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, now he just looks like a player B, 2K13 creative wrestler. Like there's nothing about Boogs that's it, and just the over the top type of deal. It's like the fans are just like, What? Like it just I look at longevity when I look at characters. I'm like, does it have the potential to have some longevity? I don't see a long shelf life with the way that they're booking Rick Boogs right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Backstage, we got the Alpha Academy, spotted by Maximal Male Models. What you got on this segment here?
I'm not too familiar with them, bro, because I don't watch SmackDown, but I knew who they were. Obviously, they, let's now, okay.
Yeah.
Who was he? Who was Otis with first? What was his name? Mandy Rhodes. Now Gable. Now let's slide him in. It's unbelievable to me how they've got to go through 4 or 5 character changes and still not get it right.
Yeah, indeed. We got Bailey cutting an in-ring promo, getting interrupted by Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch brings out EO. Bro, I think it was Dakota Kai. She brings out.
Bro,
gets her match.
This is what's awful about this, and it's because the writing is just so weak. First of all, bro, if I see one more how many Becky Bailey promos do you think we've seen? Like seriously, bro. I more than anybody else.
Too much. Yeah.
Chris. So Becky wants the return match in the steel cage.
Mm-hmm.
Bailey's not going to give it to her. So Becky says, okay, hold on a minute. She comes from the back with one of the Sky Sisters whose leg is in the chair, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Bailey is a heel. What would a heel say? Go ahead.
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah.
With somebody. She's a heel. She would, bro, to get out of that match with, she would sell her down the river.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to make, no. I'm like, oh my God, bro. You want to make me hate Bailey, but she's going to show compassion.
Yeah.
Oh man, bro, come on.
Yeah. I'm like, this is how you're gonna have this match, and it's just
and then bro, think about it. If she told Becky to have her way with Dakota Sky, now you've got a little story. Now what are the tag team champs? See, now you've got something. But they made Bailey act totally out of character, like, oh my, no, I'll let you kill me in the cage.
Yeah.
Bro, it's ridiculous.
Yes,
man.
indeed. Cliffside, $5 super chat, bro. What do you think of the FU Roman chants? That's Attitude Era kind of heat, which is rare.
Are they saying FU or are they saying the word?
The word.
I hate that. I just hate that, bro, because kids are going to these events.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I swear, bro, like I was thinking about this today because, Chris, like you, like we love sports. You never see this stuff at bro. A guy could hit 4 home runs against your team, and you're not sitting there saying "F you, Harper."
Right.
F, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like why did they do that? Like
I've been to professional baseball games. I've been to MLB games. I've been to NHL games. I have never seen a FU chant.
And bro, if they were going to do that anywhere, they would do it at college football games, and they don't.
Right. That's true.
And those are college students. Those would be the ones that would do it, and they don't do it.
Yeah, because there's dignity in the sport, because it's precious. But now, because fans don't really care about putting themselves over. They care about the love of the sport.
Right.
And that's the big thing with everything else. Bronson Reed defeating the Chelsea Green part here. What do you think about Chelsea Green showing up on Raw? She showed up in the Royal Rumble Saturday, and was only there for a hiccup.
Before we get to that, bro, because we kind of went over this part of it too. When you talk about Boog Powell, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing with the Miz? Bro, I swear to God,
collecting the check now.
I understand Miz's point of view. Yeah, bro, I'll show up every day. You could do whatever you want to me, and I'll just go cash my check. I get that part of it. The part I don't get about it is, why are they doing this to him?
Yeah. He's a heck of a hand, man. I mean, that's where he is, man. He's the GLH club.
Good little hand, man. Like,
he's
man,
a part of the GLH club with Ziggler, man.
They are murdering this guy, murdering him, bro.
The thing is about the Miz, though, it's like WWE, like he is cashing in on WWE's fame and WWE steam. You know, the Miz and Mrs. was because of his popularity in WWE and, you know, his television appearances and things like that. So if he loses WWE's, you know, endorsement, basically, I mean, he loses a bunch of money. And so I don't see him like in AEW or Impact Wrestling.
But bro, I think him and his wife would be fine on their own. I really do, bro.
I think Maurice could and probably would. But as far as the Miz, man, it just seems like he's nothing without WWE's endorsement, man. His heart and like his whole identity is wrapped into WWE. And if, as far as I'm concerned, the WWE has a hand in Miz and Mrs. just like they do with the Nikki Bella thing. Like WWE has a hand in that.
Yeah.
So if you take away those things, oof, I mean that'll be tough, man. That'll be tough.
Awesome Sauce says Miz is a multi-million, no doubt. I mean, no doubt, bro. I mean, no doubt about it at all. You know,
he's a multimillionaire with the help of WWE. You know what I mean? Like the thing is with the Miz, he hasn't really branded himself away from having the WWE stamp on him, and so I wish that he did more with that, but. You know how WWE is with monitoring everything, and it's hard for people like him to do. Carmella cuts a backstage interview.
Well, before we go to that, bro, because you asked me about Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. What do you think?
Yeah, I gotta be nice because Ride is my boy, but this isn't a knock on Chelsea Green. So, bro, this is exactly what we're talking about. You got Chelsea Green, then we go to Ziggler and Bronson Reed. Then we go to Carmella. And I'm like, oh, okay. So Chelsea Green and Carmella are the same character. They're playing the same exact character, both of these two. And bro, is it a rib on Asuka? Now she's got blue teeth?
So there's a story behind that. So she was Kana. She was like a clownish type of deal. She was super over in Japan, though.
But how am I supposed to know?
And that's true. And from a casual perspective, that is true. I'll give you that. But I actually am glad that Asuka is finding a different twist to her character. She came back in kind of like the Kana style garb at the Royal Rumble. Looked pretty cool.
Can they not give me a package?
And that's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. Yeah. I did like the Asuka influence there. But at the same time, to be fair to your point, I think that they should have given her more time. I mean, you're stretching out 3 hours. That's your perfect opportunity to repackage her via video package. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It's time for Joey.
Time out, Joey. Time out, Joey.
Right to slip this right under the radar. And these are my favorite spots of every show. Yep. And you went right past it.
What's that?
The Ali spot, bro.
Oh, the earlier today spot.
Bro, I'm going to tell you something. There was a positive, though.
Okay.
Because I was looking at the earlier today Ali spot, and I'm like, bro, with honestly, with all due respect, the dude's got great hair. Like, bro, I would kill for the dude's hair. Outside of that, what are we're actually going to get in a feud between Ali and Dolph Ziggler. Like, we're actually going to have that feud.
Featured at WrestleMania, man.
Oh man.
WrestleMania headliner, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
listen, man. I'll give you. We talked about this before, man. Ali's got he's got a very silky,
He's got great hair.
enviable head of hair. Man.
He's got great hair. I'm always envious of that, bro.
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
always envious of that.
Yes, indeed. Then we get the Rick Boots backstage interview. Some dissension with Elias. They're gonna have matches for, and to your point with the US thing. So they're kind of splitting up the Street Profits. This is what I got from this. I said, okay, look, I would be way in if they do Montez Ford versus Theory at WrestleMania for the US Championship. I would be in for that. Other than that, I'm just not.
I would not mind that either, bro. I'll be honest with you. I would not mind that at all either.
Yeah, I'll be in for that. And here's a twist. Here's a twist, Vince. I talked about this on my show, Pancakes and Power Slams, last week. I would be interested in Montez Ford leading the Hurt Business. So basically, you kind of lay the eggs, the Easter eggs, not lay an egg, but you kind of put the hints and the clues as far as like the dissension between MVP and Theory. And then what you do is you have Montez make the heel turn, and you have Omos, Montez Ford, and then you have Angelo Dawkins. You don't want to just throw him away. And then you bring someone like a Carmelo Hayes from NXT. Be sure to give him a package for Vince Russo, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. And then you have if you want to do this Hurt Business 2.0, which they're hinting at, don't have Lashley be a part of it. Don't have Cedric. Don't have Shelton. Give us, have MVP lead it, but give us a different variation of it.
I don't mind that. Even though I think Montez is strong enough to be on his own.
I agree. I do think that Montez leading the Hurt Business does give him some standalone steam at first, and then the payoff as the babyface turn would have that much. Will have extra layers to it. If you just do a straight, rip babyface standalone singles push, to get some steam. But repackage them and then have them heel. Strongest heel becomes the strongest babyface. Have him win the Royal Rumble next year. Because what I would do is I would have him lead the Hurt Business, and then they start to get jealous of him because he's starting to get that organic feel to him. Hurt Business turns on him, and then you have Montez. And because what I predicted was you have Lashley beat Lesnar at WrestleMania, and then you have the Hurt Business led by Montez Ford surprise us on the Raw after WrestleMania, beat down Lashley, and then that takes Lashley away. Lashley comes back, Money in the Bank time, July. He beats someone like Carmelo Hayes or something like that, and then I would have Montez beat Lashley at SummerSlam. That gives Montez the steam. And then what you do is you have Montez build that steam by beating Lashley, and then you have him start to organically turn into a babyface. Hurt Business beat him up, and then I would have Montez win the Royal Rumble next year. I think that's where you start his babyface push. And if you want to as far as who would be okay, so here's where you come in, Vince. As far as my question for you. WrestleMania 2024, who should be the world champion
going in?
Yep.
With assuming the rosters they have right now.
Yep, current roster. Yep.
Roman Reigns.
Yep. Okay. So you have theoretically Cody's going to beat Roman at WrestleMania. So he regains it before Mania. He walks in the champ at next year's Mania.
I would never have Rhodes beat him, me personally.
So he keeps it for another year to WrestleMania?
Yeah. Listen, bro, if I'm writing this show, unless somebody comes along that I believe could beat Roman Reigns, I'm not taking the belt off of him. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing. I've got to believe it.
I actually wouldn't be opposed to that if they're giving the rub to someone like a Montez next year.
Right. I would be building somebody, for during that time. But until somebody that I believe so-and-so could beat, I'm not taking the belt off. Bro, we got somebody in here that might be onto something. You know, we talk all along that they're punishing Ali for some of his comments and stuff.
Yes, indeed.
This James Earl Cash said Ali versus Ziggler, hair versus hair. Bro, I guarantee you they do that. I guarantee you they do that, bro, and make that dude shave his head. I guarantee you, bro. That's what they're doing.
Oh man, do you think that?
That's what they're doing, bro. Yes, I guarantee he's gonna be bald, bro.
Oh
yeah,
man, not the locks.
Yeah,
man.
James Earl Cash, man. I'm telling you, I think he's dead on, bro.
Oh, that's horrible, man.
Yes.
All right. Of course, we got super chats. They get the screen privileges. Luke with the $4.99 super chat, bro. They should put Boogs with the Alpha Academy. I agree with that. All three wrestled D1 in college, similar personalities. Boogs was a star on YouTube, being himself before WWE. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think. And again, to the casual fans, you gotta make us understand.
Right.
Let me see. Alyssa, it says I missed the super chats. Let me go up. I thought I got them all together. Which one? Oh, here we go. Yeah, awesome sauce. Here we go. Bloodline Angle has a mega powers vibe. Yeah, you knew the turn was coming, and we're still shocked when it happened. Flashback to Savage shoving Liz on NBC. Yeah, man. What did he say? What he told Hogan? He said, lustful eyes. That's what it was. You got lustful eyes.
Right. That's what it was.
Lustful eyes. Yeah. Man, the lustful eyes promo was money, man. All right. So that's what we got. We got Cody beating Finn Balor at the end. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just told you what I would have done differently, bro. Like, I mean, there's no way in the world Cody's not losing. Bro, I'm watching this though, bro, and I'm like, I don't understand these guys for the life of me, because there was one spot where Balor literally jumped up and literally jumped right on Cody Rhodes' pec.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you? What are we testing it, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you do that, bro?
Yeah, indeed. Very true. Rollins coming through. Oh my God. Dr. Chris mentioned 2 starting quarterbacks at the Super Bowl. What do you make of 1, WrestleMania never having 2 black men wrestle one-on-one the main event, and 2, a non-mixed black man never winning the Rumble? Black women have done both. Great points, man.
That is a very, 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 very good point.
So who do you have that now? As far as if you had 2 black main eventers for 2 black women main event at WrestleMania, or the women's was Sasha and Bianca Belair. Who would be big enough to do that now, though? So you can have Lashley main event for sure. And so
I got
who else do you have?
I got it.
You got somebody?
Yeah. Bobby Lashley and Reginald.
Wow.
Bro, is that guy disappeared off the face of the earth, or is he on SmackDown?
He's on NXT now.
Oh,
yeah, he had a Max gimmick.
How does that work? Yeah. Bro, do they understand? I'm going to ask you a serious question. I'm dead serious about this. Do they not think, bro, I'm not talking about an established act that has been around forever and it doesn't matter. Like I just saw the New Day are on NXT. I'm not talking about somebody in that category. I'm talking about somebody who was up at the WWE, got a taste like a Reginald, and now they're back at NXT. Do they not understand? You're a psychologist, bro. Do they not understand that what can totally screw with their psyche?
Oh yeah, it's a demotion, man.
No matter what way you slice it,
Yeah,
right?
it's a
No matter
demotion.
what way you slice it, bro.
Yeah. Now there could be some manipulation. There could be some psychological manipulation to make the person feel like they're not being demoted. But at the end of the day, though, you're being demoted.
Definitely being demoted, bro. Yeah, Jinder Mahal. Well, at least Jinder though was WWE champion.
Yeah, he was WWE champion indeed. Young Reckless 199. Orton, Cena, Lashley seems most believable. I guess for what? Follow up with that, Young Wrestlers. Believable for what? Yeah, I mean, wow, that's a great point with Rollins. I can't really think of another black main event unless you do Montez and Lashley, but I mean, I wouldn't have either of them being heel.
You're never, ever gonna get almost there ever.
Oh no. You could have done you could have gotten Apollo Crews there, but they start crapping on him after they did the African gimmick with him.
Yep.
But yeah, well,
Big E and Lashley. Yeah, if he was healthy.
See, the only thing about that would be I don't want Lashley to be the heel. Big E is the heel. If you do you could do a face versus face type of deal, perhaps, but it would be hard to really book that to protect both wrestlers, though. I mean, so it would be difficult. But as far as two main event talent, I agree. I think you have Big E and I think you have Lashley, and again I think Montez Ford is the way you go. But the thing is what heel do you have who's a a black heel that you have who's legitimately good enough? I don't know. I don't know who you can put in that spot, man. So you could do Lashley, but we've seen Lashley as a heel before. I don't want to see it anytime soon. So
yeah.
All right, my man, Vince Russo. Let him know about Channel Attitude.
Yes, guys, just check that out, bro. We, that's what I do for a living, bro. I have many podcasts with many guests. Check out channelattitude.com.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the Vince Russo underneath his name. You have Chris Prolific underneath my name. You have former WWE head writer and former WCW World Heavyweight Champion on that screen here. And, I've got a couple accolades myself. Nothing wrestling related. Wrestling journalism related.
Well, how many shows with Pancakes?
Tomorrow will be 566.
I mean, that's not impressive.
Thank you, man.
I mean, seriously, bro.
566, man.
That's crazy, man. Oh, we got another one.
Yep, I see that. To take the title. Oh, credible names to take the titles off from it. Thank you, wrestlers, for the follow-up super chat, man. Absolutely. Cool, man. Well, speaking of Pancakes and Power Slams, man, hey, look, go subscribe to Pancakes and Power Slams on YouTube. Pancakes and Power Slams YouTube. We just have fun. I freestyle in the beginning of the show. I end the show with some auto-tune singing, and in between I just answer questions from the audience all show long, man. It's just it's fun. We have a good time. So and I fantasy book a couple things, like I talked about Montez Ford. I talked about Charlotte choosing Rhea choosing Charlotte, which actually happened. So thank you for all the support. Lots of good episodes. And last thing before we go, look, be sure to all these amazing comments on the chat, transfer them and put them in the comment section, because what that does is it raises the algorithm if you continue to comment on the show's post production as well. So be sure to do that.
Bro, heck with the algorithm. I'm looking for a raise, bro.
There you go.
These comments and they're like, seriously, bro. Me and Dr. Chris, man, come on.
I agree with that. All those amazing positive comments that I see right now of how many people love the show. It's always better than Raw. I watch this show other than Raw. All those things helps the algorithms. And plus, it's negativity bias, man. It's like there's so many trolls. It's like, why would you allow trolls to get a stronger voice on the presence of this show than all of these amazing, dedicated weekly fans? Y'all need to gain y'all's voice back and put y'all's comments on the comment section, man. And be sure
to take wrestling back, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Take it back, man.
Take it back. Take it back, SK Nation.
Don't roll over, man. I'm in the fight every single day, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. On behalf of Vince Russo, I'm Dr. Chris. This is the Legion of Raw. Have a good night, everybody.